Alright, Appo. I think we're ready to rock and roll. Hey there, everyone. It's Anthony. Back with another video here on Single and Blazing. Now. Hi. Hope you're having a fantastic day, weekday, weekend, week, month, evening, morning, overnight, all of that good stuff. Make sure to leave in the comments how things are going for you. Appreciate you being here. Me and Apollo are out for a little walk and stroll, walk and vlog, catch you up on life and walk. We're just out here having a good time. Not a whole bunch going on. Hopefully you're doing well and you aren't are okie dokie. Sorry about that. I got very, very distracted and completely lost what I was trying to say. I have no idea. There was somebody, I can't tell if it's somebody that is doesn't have a home right now, or if it was just somebody. I mean, regardless, it was somebody. I just don't know what the situation was. But they were kind of hanging out behind the back entrance to the Mexican restaurant that we walk by that's right here. And I was like, okay, it might be an employee cleaning up or doing something. But he was kind of swaying a little bit, and I was like, okay, it could also just be, I don't know, someone could also just be drunk or something's going on, I don't know. And like right as they heard my voice approaching, they kind of perked up and kind of turned real fast towards me and Apollo and started walking our way. And then that's right when I was starting to ramble because I was like, is this guy coming up behind us? What's going on? So I just paused the clip so I could like turn and figure out the situation. He ended up walking across the street, but he was walking up on us a little too fast for my taste. So I was just like, what is going on? So anyway, hi, I hope you're doing well. We're just gonna go on a walk here. It's still cold here, but it is more on the side of cool than cold, so we might go on a little longer jaunt, we'll see. But I think we're gonna have a potty break here in a second. Maybe not. I don't know. Apollo. Yes, okay. So yeah, I figured I'd just bring you along while we potentially go on a little bit of a longer walk today, just because it is quote-unquote warmer now than it has been in like the past good minute. So yeah. But yeah, I hope things are going good for you. For me, things have been kind of boring, kind of quiet, nothing really too exciting going on. I haven't really had the desire to film much, because our walks are usually freezing cold, and as much as I like to chit-chat, especially if it's windy or like actively snowing, I'm like, no, let's just make this as efficient of a walk as possible. So I haven't filmed a vlog. I mean, it hasn't been that long. It's been maybe a week, but yeah. And as far as like doing whip-in chats and stuff, my roommates have been home most nights, even on the weekends, because again, weather related, that kind of thing. So I really haven't had the house to myself, and I tend not to film if people are home. So yeah, I just haven't really had the time to do any, or had the ability to do any whip-in chats. I've done some responding to comments via text, so I might do some more of that this weekend, because I think we're gonna have a full house again this weekend. So yeah, and I've unboxed everything. There's one more kit, Apotheosis of the Slavs, that I need to finish the unboxing of. So I may do that this weekend. You know, I do have Friday off. Today's Wednesday, the 29th, at the time of filming this, of January. I do have Friday off this week, so there is a chance that I might do a whip and chat or something on Friday, and then I could also film the rest of that unboxing. But that's it. I do have 2 kits that are supposed to be on their way from Diamond Art Club. They did a restock last week, or maybe it was last week, and it was Candy Waterfalls by Eau Claire Studio. So I snagged that and one other kit that I don't even remember the name or the artist of, but I needed a second kit for free shipping. And this one just was calling to me, because I haven't purchased like a traditional landscape style kit in a while. Not that I've been completing any, but I haven't purchased one in a while. And this one, for whatever reason, was really calling to me because it had these really intense, like bright chartreusey kind of green hues in the leaves. And I was like, this is really cool. So I ended up snagging that. But here's the thing. Once in a while, Diamond Art Club will ship my packages through OnTrack, and it doesn't happen very often. But when it does, there's always a delay. There's always some sort of unforeseen delay. The last time, they completely lost my package. I had ordered Golden and Marie Christmas. They completely lost the package. So Diamond Art Club luckily had them in stock and resent them to me using FedEx. And so I just ordered these 2 kits and they put it through OnTrack again. And the last update is that it was delayed in Los Angeles, but it's supposed to be here tomorrow. I'm like, nope, I'm going to get a delayed shipment notification. Then probably about a week, a few days later, a week later, I'm going to get your package is lost. And I'm like, I can feel it. I'll be surprised if it actually gets to me. But I wish there was a way. I know free shipping is just whatever Diamond Art Club's going to use, they're going to use. But I wish there was a way to select. Because sometimes when I order kits and I get free shipping, it comes via FedEx. And I have good luck with FedEx here in Golden. But OnTrack is always delayed. And then, like I said, the last time they just were like, meh, your package is lost, sorry. So I wish there was a way that you could select, like, please stop using OnTrack when you send stuff to me. Like, it's not beneficial to either of us if you have to reship kits or refund me. It's like, is it really worth saving the money for this budget, low rent shipping service, if you're spending more money replacing items? So, I don't know, whatever. But, yeah, OnTrack just sucks. Every time I see that pop up as who's shipping my stuff, I'm like, oh, well, this is really a coin flip if I'll actually get it. And what sucks is Candy Waterfalls sold out again, so if they lose this one, I won't have the oh, I almost slipped on the ice. Come on, Apollo, stop pulling me. I won't have the option to get it resent, which will kind of suck, because that one has been on my wish list for quite some time. Ready? Hop up. Hop up. Hop up. Hop up. Hop. 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 Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Okay, good boy. All right, come on down. So yeah, so I have those 2 coming. So if and when they do get here, I'll have those to unbox. And then I have 2 pieces from Jaded Gem Shop that are, I think, still being manufactured. Go on. Go on. But other than that, I don't really have any unboxings planned. Nothing will be here at least for the next, who knows, according to OnTrack, tomorrow. But I don't believe it at all. So at least probably another few days before another unboxing pops up. So yeah, I know I got a comment recently from someone that was like, I hope you're okay, haven't seen you in a minute. It's like, yeah, I just haven't had anything to share. Nothing to really unbox. I haven't really been motivated to do the second putty comparison just yet. I had this idea to do a breakdown of the Treasure Quest card system, but I'm not really feeling super motivated to film that either. So, yeah, things have just been kind of quiet. But, yeah, I guess we'll go back, we'll just cover our normal topics. Work's going just fine. We have our performance evaluations next week, so we'll see how that goes for me. And that's honestly about it. You know, it's busy but steady. I don't feel overwhelmed or like it's too much, but it's enough that days go by quickly at work, which is nice. So that's work. Life stuff. What's going on life-wise? I don't know. I did my taxes. Crazy, I know. Got those all done. I tend to be an early bird with those because it's a high point of stress for me, and I've learned that just getting them done the moment that my employer issues W-2s and the moment that I get my Google AdSense, whatever, my little tax form for the ad revenue I make on this channel, that I just put it in, pay what I gotta pay, and get moving. So, yeah, I try not to let it sit, because the longer I've waited in past years, I'm like, this is just needless stress to sit here on this and wait and wait and wait. I'm like, let's just bite the bullet and get it done. So got that done. Yeah, that's about it. Wow, what a long walk. No, I'm kidding. I don't know, whatever my mood is today, I'm just like, I don't know. I do want to catch up with everyone, you know, but at the same time, I'm like, there is literally nothing going on. Yeah, I don't know. Things are going good with Matt. We talked a little bit more about social media and stuff, and I was like, so you're fine with me mentioning that I am dating someone? Can I mention you by name? He's like, yes, it's fine. I'm like, okay. So we had dinner last Friday night. Yeah, last Friday. So today's Wednesday of the following week. So last Friday we went out. We went to a place called Jack's Fish House, and it looks like it's a chain. I think it's a Colorado only chain. I'm not sure, but they certainly have several locations in Colorado, and I've seen them in Denver, but they had one in Fort Collins. So I was like, let's try Jack's Fish House. And I went to their website and it's like not high end by any means, but I mean, it is seafood prices. So it's also not, cheap. But I went to their website to book reservations, and they had this thing that popped up that was like, hey, we partner with this app or this whatever add-on called In Kind. And essentially what it is it's kind of like it's a way to encourage you to go out to eat more often or try new restaurants and stuff. But they have like intro discounts for some restaurants, and then a lot of the other restaurants you get cash back. So 20%, 10% cash back on your bill, your food bill, and then you can bring that to the next place. So then when you pay there, you can use that money there at the same place. So it's just kind of like a cashback rewards, but for local restaurants. It's kind of interesting, but they had an intro deal, or a first time coming to Jack's deal through the app, where if you spent $150, you would get $50 off. And I was like, we could probably manage that. So we went to Jack's, and let me tell you, it was not as easy as I thought it was going to be to get the bill to the 150 threshold to get the 50 off. Like, that last $50 to get there was like, okay, let's order should we order, let's do 2 desserts. So we had so much food, but it was so good. I had a blue crab Casio de Pepe, which was really good. And Matt had their honey miso salmon with fried rice. And then we got a crab cake for an appetizer, and these ahi tuna poke tacos as well to share. And then we each had a martini, which was kind of nice. I usually don't do that. But he was like, "Are you gonna get a drink?" And I was like, "I mean, we gotta get the tab a little bit higher." So yeah, we had a martini each. And then a couple sides, Hasselback, I believe it's called, potato, which honestly, I feel like they could have done a better job with that, but whatever, it was still fine. And then some mushroom risotto, and then we got a key lime tart for dessert. It was so good. It was like, it was a nice night out. Like, usually when I hang out with him, like, let's just get pizza, or let's hang out on the couch and watch a movie or a show or whatever, or it's not like a fancy dinner. So this wasn't, like I said, we needed to dress up or anything, but it was very nice. And I haven't been on like a nice, like, we're going out tonight kind of date in quite some time. So I don't know, it's very special. So went and did that. Really not too much over the weekend, because it really started coming down Friday night, and it snowed Saturday and Sunday, and then by Monday it started warming up, and now this is kind of what we're left with. So the roads are looking pretty good. Still a little icy in spots, but not too bad. So yeah, that's really life stuff. Apollo's doing good. Hey, don't walk right into people's yards. You have to stay on the edge. We did go to the open space, not yesterday, but the day before. So we went there on Monday, as it had warmed up a bit. So we did that. But yesterday I didn't have time to go to the open space. And today, I did have time to go to the open space. But I had a career fair yesterday here in Golden at the Colorado School of Mines. So there was me and 2 other people, but we have this big cart that carries like all of our banners and nifty gifties and all that stuff. I was assigned with cart duty after the after the job fair, or the career event. So I've got this giant cart full of stuff in my back seat because it would not fit in my trunk. And so there's no room for Apollo back there. So until I can take it into the office tomorrow, which is my office day, we can't put him in the car. So last night I just took him on a walk around town, and that's what we're doing tonight because there aren't any other options. I was like, should I take this whole thing out and haul it into the garage and then bring it out again? I'm like, no. I mean, it's heavy, it's cumbersome. I'm like, nope. It's staying in there until it makes its way to its final destination. But I do have another one coming up towards the end of February. So I'm going to have to haul that thing around again. But yeah, it's spring career fair season. This is usually when we pique the interest of a lot of students for internships, for summer internships. And then the fall is usually when we're talking to recent or upcoming graduates about full-time permanent positions. So we're kind of in our spring it starts early, but this is still considered, I mean, it's January, but this is considered kind of our front end spring career season, and it'll kind of ramp up and then calm down probably in like March or April when we found everybody we need for internships, and then it'll pick up again in like late August, September. So yeah, but yeah, it's kind of nice. I mean, it's nice to interact with students and stuff. But I will say that last year, I was definitely one of like the go-to employees for attending hiring events and networking events and stuff, especially because a lot of them did fall on weekends, and everybody else in my team except me, well, that's not true. All of the senior specialists and my boss, other than me, have family, kiddos, sports, all of that stuff. So I was always the default weekend person that needed to raise their hand to cover. So this year I'm trying to ever so casually not raise my hand unless called upon to attend these career events, because I feel like I really did take the brunt of them last year. And we're a team of six. Yeah, we're a team of 6. And I'd say last year I attended 70% of them and represented Denver Water. Maybe a little bit less, but certainly in the 60 to 70% I was covering. So I'm always uncomfortable when people very slowly park in front of me in Apollo. So I'm going to cross the street and go a different way. Oh, now they're turning around. I don't know why. Maybe this is just like an anxious thing, but when people very slowly drive by me and Apollo and then pull over in front of us, or seem to just be like scoping us out, I'm like, wherever you're going, I'm going the opposite way. Goodbye. I hate it. But then I'm like, what's going to happen? Are you going to get out and like knock me over the head and steal my dog? And I guess, yes, that is my worry. Yeah, so I'm trying to not be the go-to event attender. I feel like I was definitely the yes man last year. Understanding that people have kids and family and stuff, and I'm just like a lonely little single boy sitting at home diamond painting. What else am I going to do? I should just go to these events. But I just am not really feeling it this time around. Someone else can do it. So I did get called on for this one that we did yesterday because three people were needed. And so 2 people had volunteered. Nobody else was raising their hand to do it. And I was like, I have a feeling that I'm going to get called on it because, I mean, the School of Mines is literally like, we've walked past it before on our town walks. It's just down the road. So I really didn't have an excuse. I literally can walk to it. So my boss was like, Anthony, do you have some meetings or something going on that day? Like, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, raise your hand. And I was like, oh, I do, but I can move that around. Sure, I'll be there. It's like, but it is the busiest event, career event that we do the entire year. So that's why we need all three bodies there to answer questions and stuff. Usually we can get by with 2. Some events, like I mentioned, last year I was the only one in attendance. So, but yeah, there's another one coming up next month. But other than that, I have not raised my hand to do any others. So I just let the emails sit there until either someone else says they'll do it, or there's enough of an awkward silence where I'm like, oh, yep, I'm supposed to be saying I'll do this one. Okay. When last year, I would just look at the date, and if it was like a day that I was either a weekend or, or it was sometimes if it was after hours, because a lot of my coworkers have to pick their kids up from school and stuff. So anything that was like after 2 p.m. or 3 p.m., I was always just defaulting like, sure, I'll do it. But I'm going to not do that this year because I also kind of have a life now. So, yeah. But it is in the budget this year for me to go on another conference. So I think I'm going to be going back to Nashville in September. So that's exciting. I'm looking forward to that, and I'm hoping I can save up a little bit so I can take some extra time off and actually go to Dollywood this time, because I didn't do that last time. So fingers crossed for that. I've got the trip to Philly in May. I will be there. I will put something on my community post. I'm thinking of trying to schedule a meet and greet with any PA crafty pals. I don't know if it'll be like diamond painting or like let's just meet for lunch or get a coffee or whatever, but I'm going to try to do that either at the front end of the trip or the tail end of the trip, because I'll be flying in and out of Philly, so I'll be there twice. But right now the plan has adjusted slightly because I talked to some friends who, my buddies who grew up, born and raised in the Philly area, and they were like, so you're just gonna go, you're getting there, because I'm getting there way early than everybody else. I'm staying Sunday to Sunday, and the wedding's on the Saturday before I leave. That's that second Sunday. So I'm going to be there for an entire week. Most people are getting in on Thursday or Friday, 1 or 2 days before the wedding, but I'll have been there for 5 or 6 days by then. So initially my plan was to just do everything solo until Thursday before the wedding and be there to, hang out with people as they get in and maybe help Matt and Jackie with any setup or anything that they need. So that was my plan, was like, I'm just going to do solo everything until, the day or two before the wedding. I was talking to a couple of my buddies and they're like, well, are you going to tour Philly? I was like, yeah, I was planning on just being there for a day and hitting up all the haunts and places you guys always tell me about. And they're like, well, why don't you just wait to do that until Thursday or Friday when we get in, and then we can stay, the first night in Philly, or just get, depending on our flights, get there in the morning. And we want to show you around and show you all the cool places. And I'm like, yeah, but that's going to throw a whole kink in my whole game plan. And they're like, I mean, it's fine, but, we would like to show you all of our old haunts and stuff. And I could tell that especially Alex was excited about the prospect of like showing me around Philly. And I was like, okay. So my plans have changed. What I'm probably going to do is land in Philly on Sunday, then go straight to Jersey. And I would love to get an early flight, like a really early flight, so I could get to Jersey and go right to the theme park, to Great Adventure, and spend the afternoon there, check into my hotel, and spend the evening there, and just get an entire day in at the park, and stay overnight on property, and then either do a second day there or leave. I'm not sure. So I think I'll leave. It's just because I just don't have enough time. But it would have been nice to do 2 days there. But I think I can get all the roller coasters and stuff in a day, especially if I have like the early access passes and stuff. But anyway, we'll see. I'm gonna have to figure that out. There's also a chance that I might actually leave a day earlier and leave on Saturday, and make it an 8-day trip. I have that flexibility too. So it just depends. I'm going to plan it all out and price it all out and see what this is going to look like. I might even work on that tonight. So regardless, a day or two at Six Flags Great Adventure, and then I'm driving to Hershey, and staying probably just one day at Hershey Park I don't think that place will necessarily need 2 days. It depends. Once again, I could also do 1 day at Six Flags, 2 days at Hershey. I need to figure all this out. So that'll put me at Tuesday. I would love to drive to Pittsburgh and go to Kennywood, and do a full day at Kennywood and then stay the night in Pittsburgh. But that's the one piece of this loop that I'm planning that is just way far out of the way. It like adds an extra, from Hershey it's like a 5.5 hour drive, I think. So that's the one outlier, but I'm like, when am I going to Pittsburgh, you know? Like, I'm not going to make a special trip to go to Pittsburgh and go to Kennywood. And I do want to see Pittsburgh. I'm excited. I want to do a little riverboat tour, that kind of thing. So, but we'll see. Once again, I need to actually write all of this stuff out and figure out like what makes the most sense, and write down a couple different scenarios. Like, okay, if I add Pittsburgh into the mix, then I need to leave a day or two earlier to accommodate that, because there's just not going to be enough time. So we'll see. So yeah, like to do that. And then at the end of the day, the goal is to be back in the Philly area on Thursday. So I'd have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So four days to try to hit up Six Flags, Hershey Park, and Kennywood, and make it back to the Philly area on Thursday so I can pick up my buddies from the airport, and then we can spend the entire day hanging out, seeing the sights, and then I'll drive them up to Hazleton. So drive them up to Hazleton. The plan is to go to Knoebels on Friday, the day before the wedding, and then the wedding. So, and then home, and then back to Philly. So as far as a coffee meetup, I could do the day I land, meet up with people once I land, get myself situated with the rental car, do a meetup that morning or something like that as I'm making my way to Six Flags. And this is probably the smarter idea, so I'm not feeling like I'm rushing, is to do it, book a flight, after the wedding, last day of the trip, book a flight in the evening, and then do a coffee meetup or something that morning. So once I get all this figured out, I will put just a little thing in the community tab saying, hey, I'm going to be at this XYZ coffee shop in Philly, or I'm going to grab lunch here in Philly. If you can manage to make it, I'd love to see you. Now, I did talk to my buddy Alex, about Elisa Marie, and I was like, she lives in South Philly, and he's like, oh, what part? And I was like, I don't know, I just remember on her vlog saying that she's near the JFK something, and he's like, oh, so she's like south. And I was like, yeah, she mentioned something about Broad Street, and he's like, oh, okay, and he's like, that's actually close to the airport. And I was like, So Elisa Marie, if you're listening, we need to chat, and I'd love, if there's a little spot that is down by you, maybe we can, if you want to hang out or just meet for coffee or for lunch, I'll take you out to lunch. Then if anybody else in the PA or Philly area wants to meet, then they can meet us down there. But yeah, he was like, oh, you leave the airport, you go, whoop, like right around this curve. I don't remember what all he was saying. He's like, yeah, you're much closer, because if she does live in that neck of the woods, you're much closer there than trying to haul it all the way across town to meet people up by where he used to live, which is even north of King of Prussia. It's kind of, I think, a little bit northwest outside of town. So yeah, he was like, yeah, it would probably be easier to meet if you're going to meet up with crafty friends. It'd probably be easier to meet up with the South Philly folks than try to hustle it across town and get that all done in one morning. And I'm like, okay, so I need to message her and see if that's even something that she'd be interested in. But it would be so cool. It would be so cool. And I do plan, if Pittsburgh is in the mix, I think I've got a couple folks that did comment, at least maybe one person that commented about the Pittsburgh area. So if I can, if I do end up incorporating Pittsburgh into the trip, I will add that to the community tab too. Like, hey everyone, I'm going to be in Pittsburgh on the evening of May whatevereth. Love to see anybody that wants to do a dinner or just a little, hey, hello, grab a beer or whatever, you know. So yeah, I'm touring. I'll be doing Philly and Pittsburgh the end of May. It's like literally the last week of May. So, yeah. Then I'm home for a few days. And then I leave again for Cancun for Alex and MJ's wedding. So, I mean, they're both going to be really fun trips, but I'll be completely honest, I'm more looking forward to Pennsylvania than I am Cancun. I've been to Cancun already. It's fun. It's nice, but everything's overpriced. Everything's pricey. There's not a lot to do except to get hammered and lay on the beach. There are some, like last time I went, which was a decade ago, if not more, we did some of the ruins, the temples, pyramids. We did snorkeling. We went and did some diving in cenotes. We went through some old traditional churches. Like, we did a lot of touristy stuff last time I was there, and like cultural stuff, which was really cool, that I don't necessarily know if I need to do again. So my trip out there is Thursday and then flying out Monday. So it's a shorter trip than Pennsylvania. And I mean, you know me, I have been out of my drinking era for a little while now. I mean, I still do, but it's much more occasional. But I think that's the vibe that MJ is really going for, is no responsibilities. No one has to worry about anything. This is just going to be a 4-day long party. Everyone's just going to be partying nonstop the entire time. And her friend group is very much like kind of club scene crew, party people. And I get that, but I just don't have any interest in it. So yeah, every time I've heard her talking about it, she's like, okay, well, we're going to try to do like some sort of, beachside food truck or beachside something, and work that out with the resort and have that going from like midnight to like 2 so if people are hungry in the middle of the night while we're dancing and partying, they'll have something to eat. Like, she wants us to be like a around the clock just rager, and I'm just like, I'm already feeling tired about it. And it's in June. I know it's going to be fun, and I do want to be there to celebrate my friends getting married, but I'm like, between the cost of the villa that I had to book and the plane ticket, like, could have done a different trip with that I would find more fulfilling. I think this will be the only time that I will do a destination wedding. Just because it's Alex. Even though we had like an off patch of being friends for almost a couple years there, I've known him for, I think, 16 years now, 15 years. So If it was anybody else, I would have said, no, I'm not going. But this is the first and I think only time that I will ever agree to go to a destination wedding. I feel like there's a reason people do destination weddings. I'm sure there's several reasons, but I think one of the reasons is it keeps the riffraff out. Like, you're only gonna have your closest friends and family there because they're the only ones that are willing to shell out $5,000 to go to your wedding. And so I think that is an intentional kind of firewall there. So, and I just don't think that there's anybody else that I have in my life that I'd be willing to do that for. Unless it was like my mom or my brothers. But yeah, if any other friends do an out of country wedding, it's going to be a hard pass from me. It's like, okay, I get it. You only want, you want to be able to send the invites out knowing that a good majority of them will be no's. But at least you get to check the box that you invited people. So whatever, but yeah. I'm looking forward to it, and I'll do my best to woot, party it up, let's go. I'll do my best, but I'm also like, this is a lot of money to go and sleep in a hotel room, see them get married, and fly back. But yeah, let's see, let's cross here. So that's the first weekend in June. So, yeah, I get home from Philly, I think like May 29th or something. Then I'm home for like 4 days, and then I'm gone again from Thursday through Monday. So, and the other thing I have to do is I need to get boarding set up for Apollo and get him a vet appointment to make sure that he's up to date on everything, because that's a requirement when you board them, is that they have to be up to date on their most critical shots and stuff. So we need to go do that. So yeah, I feel like this spring is going to be a little bit hectic, just kind of planning all this out, plotting the course, getting everything set up, but it'll be good. It'll be fun. Right, buddy? Yeah. So yeah, and then 2026, I've got a bunch of stuff to look forward to. I've got the retreat in Denmark, and I've already kind of started looking at. It's kind of hard to look at prices for hotels and stuff because most of the hotels at theme parks aren't booking out that far in advance. So I'll probably have to wait until this fall to book for next fall. But I have been looking at hotels for after, no time specifically, but I'll need places to stay in near Energylandia, near Phantasialand. So, and then looking at transit, like, is it going to be easier to fly country to country, or is some of this close enough and will be pretty enough that it's worth taking I think from Mia's place to where Phantasialand is, it's like a 10-hour train ride. And so I'm like, that's a long time, but is it going to be beautiful? And I'm going to want to see that. So we'll see. But yeah, I'd like to do that. I'll also have Kennywood September of this year during the work conference. Yeah, and I haven't really broached the subject with Matt about, like, do you want to go on any of this, go to any of this stuff with me? I don't think we're there yet. But I mean, of course, crystal balling it will be on the table if he is interested, but I don't foresee him coming with me to the PA stuff or Cancun, because I personally would find that a little short notice as far as, like, money wise. Like, hey, you're gonna need, $1,000 plane ticket to Cancun, and you're gonna need to grab a plane ticket into Philly. Like, so I'm gonna tell, he knows that I'm going to these things, but and of course I'll say, if you want to go, you're more than welcome to. But I don't know, I think there is a little bit of hesitancy from me in that regard too. I told that story a vlog or two ago about the situation that I had with my ex, where I was footing the bill for all of our travel and stuff, and then kind of, that just went south. So I'm a little hesitant to broach that subject unless it's like something that he wants to do. I don't know. I'm skittish about inviting a early partner on trips, because then you have to discuss, like, okay, are you inviting me as in you're taking care of it, or are you inviting me I need to pay my own way? I don't know. I just get uncomfortable. And of course we'll have to figure that out eventually, if we keep seeing each other. But for right now, I just told him I'm going and doing this stuff, but I did not invite him. Maybe in September for Nashville and Dollywood, because then I could introduce him to Matt and Luke. That'd be so much fun. Oh my God, that would be so much fun. And he could come to Dollywood with me. That would be cool. And that's plenty of time between now and September, because all my stuff will be covered by work. But he wouldn't have to pay for the hotel or anything, because work will be covering that. I don't know. This is all like, if we could do a whole series of vlogs where, like, Anthony plans out his next 10 years. So whatever, but yeah. But I would like to do a small little weekend trip with him. I just feel like it's time for that too. Like, I'd like to take that step of doing like a little weekend getaway. And yeah, so I'm not sure what that's going to entail. Apollo, come on. Hop up. I'm not sure what that would entail, but it would be nice to do like a little mountainous cabin weekend retreat, or something like that. So this summer I told him he's got his work cut out for him, because he's never camped before in his entire life. I hope he's fine with me talking about that, but he's never been camping at all, ever. And I was like, what? And he's like, well, when you say camping, do you mean like glamping, like in like a little cabin? I'm like, no, tent on ground, butt on ground, hips on ground, fire made by hand. Yeah. And he was like, oh, no. He's like, aren't you scared about bears? And I'm like, well, I'm scared about a lot of things, And he's like, so what do you do with like your food and stuff? I was like, you just hang it up on a tree, like outside of the campsite. He's like, oh, so just a big beacon telling all the bears, hey, come over here. I was just like, you don't have to go if you don't want to. He's like, well, it's just, that is terrifying. I was like, I guess I just never really thought about it, And he's like, you go camping by yourself? And I was like, not often, but I have several times in the past. Just me and Apollo, or even before I had Apollo, just drive out into the middle of the nowhere to, a public lands area and park my car and set up my tent, put on some podcasts that I've downloaded, crack open some beers, and cook up some brats on the fire. Or sometimes I'm really lazy and don't want to cook, so I'll just buy a bunch of Lunchables and just sit there eating Lunchables out in the dark and looking up at the stars. And he's like, that is so scary. And I'm like, okay. So we'll see. But I would like to take him camping. I did say that in my old age, I need to get a inflatable mattress for the tent, because I have noticed over, especially the past couple times I've gone camping, laying straight on the dirt, on the ground I do have a thin pad, but it messes my hips and my back up sleeping on the ground. So I do need to invest in an air mattress. But yeah, well, we'll come across here, across the street, I guess. I don't know if the sidewalk is open over here because they're doing construction, but we'll try to cross the street and make our way towards downtown. I'm not sure if they still have Christmas lights going or not, but we'll go check it out. Come on, Sniffy. So yeah, I'm in my thinking positively about the future and different trips and let's do this together and this and that. Like, that's where my head's at right now. So I guess that means things are going good. Come on. But yeah, just a little, I think the first thing we'll do is let's do a trial run, a little weekend getaway, see if we can handle each other for that long. And if that goes well, come September, it would be cool to have him along with me to Nashville. So, yeah. Let's try not to eat it and slide into traffic, okay? Take it easy, little butt. Take it easy, I said. You know how to take it easy? He's like, absolutely not. I don't take things easy, father. So yeah, that's all of that. Let's dive into some diamond painting stuff, shall we? First off, let's talk about, since we're talking about upcoming things and plans, let's talk events. I have upcoming, and I will hopefully get all the media and stuff done for this soon, and Mia and I have plans to film an announcement video in the next week and get that up so people can plan for it. But Mia and I will be doing an event together May 1st through May 31st called Mayflowers 2025. Hashtag Mayflowers 2025. Hope she's fine with me giving an early sneak peek. I guess I'll leave it at that. I'll just say that. Plan for an event between me and Mia in May. Announcement video coming soon. I don't want to over spoil and then it ruins the surprise for her crew as well. I know she has I think she's mentioned it in a live, so I guess it's not that big of a deal, but yeah, so just be on the lookout for more information. May 1st through May 31st, earmark those dates to do an event with Mia and I, and just like I said, think about flowers as a theme. So we've got that going. Now, that does overlap with Jaded Jamboree, at least it would have last year, because that event ran April through May, but I will not be doing Jaded Jamboree this year. So yeah, nothing bad, no bad blood or anything like that. Oh, sorry. Cancel. Sorry, Siri was listening to me talk and Alex just texted me. And so every time that happens, it starts listening to what I'm saying to you all. And it's like, so you want to tell Alex you will no longer be doing Jaded Jamboree, blah, 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 like it'll send all that as a text. So I have to stop what I'm saying, hit cancel, and let Siri go bye-bye. But yeah, nothing bad is happening. Jade just wants to take a different direction with the event. So yeah, so I still wanted to do something for the spring, some little small paint-along or event in May. So I was trying to think of what I wanted to do, and I was talking to Mia about it. I was like, would you be willing to co-host with me? I need a friend. I need a friend right now. it's fine, but it is a little bit, to be completely honest, it is a little bit of a bummer that I won't be doing Jaded Jamboree. It is a bummer, but I understand. I'm not mad. It's fine. But I wanted to find something else to do with my time. So yeah, that's when we came up with this idea, and it'll be really cool to do something with Mia. It's just going to be a paint-along kind of style, very casual. We haven't even really talked about like what the content will look like. I imagine it would just be, alternating live streams on each other's channel just to keep it really simple. But I do plan on reaching out to a couple shops to see if they'd be willing to throw a little gift card or something our way. If not, then I'll just, I'll add to the pot myself. So, yeah. So that's happening in May. Then we have Summer with the Masters. I still am not sure any details on that yet. I mean, it's still, I guess, early days, but I haven't heard from Katie on what the structure is going to look like, or we haven't even talked about it. So yeah. And I always say this every year. I don't assume that I will always be the co-host for Summer with the Masters. So there could be a possibility that that's not something that I co-host this year either. And if that is the eventuality, then I'll probably try to come up with a solo event to do in July or something like that. I'm not sure. I'm leaving that as a question mark, which is what I do every year until I confirm. Oh yeah, they do still have the Christmas lights up. So yeah. Come on, baby. Come on. Not everything needs a sniff. Come on. I may turn here and we'll just go through the park and then we'll head home. Up. Come on. Up. Good boy. Over here. Nope. You got it. Good boy. This way. Come on. Yeah, he's never walked on this wall before, so he's like, what do you want me to do? Hup. Okay, there you go. You figured it out. Yeah, good boy. Whoop. Come on. Hup. Good boy. Just be careful, okay? Okay, and down. And up. Okay. So yeah, I could definitely figure something out for July, if need be, but, fingers crossed. I love Summer with the Masters, so. And then, my paint-along in September will be Pinup 25, I don't know the name, but it's all based around pinup culture, so that'll be kind of the research-based one, like I did with the Question of Reality a little bit more homework to be done there. I want to present some specific topics and have scripts planned out, all that good stuff. So that'll be the pinup one, and then we'll have Mooka Mania 25. Woo woo! So yeah, that's kind of the breakdown. The ones that are confirmed are the one with Mia in May, the pinup one, Mooka Mania. So the only one that still kind of is a question mark is Summer with the Masters, but we'll see. Oh my God, this boy is pulling me so much today. Come on. So yeah, that's all the event-based stuff. If I can squeeze another paint-along or something in there to highlight another particular piece of artwork, kit, I absolutely will. Basically, what I'm saying is I'm saving space for From the Ground Up, aka Apocalyptic Garden by Ivy Dullamore. If that does get released this year, I will find somehow, some way to churn that into a paint-along or event. So I'm saving space for it. How about? Good boy. This way. Nope, you gotta go up. This way. Up, up. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah. Come on. Keep going. Up, up. Go, go, go. Up. Apollo. Up, up. Good boy. So yeah, saving space for that kit. If it does get released in 2025, I will do some sort of celebratory paint-along or event around it. So yeah, that's all the event stuff. As far as diamond painting the act, I'm gonna spare you rolling through all of my kitted ups and whips and all that stuff. There has been no progress on anything since the last time I talked to you other than Wizard's Spell, and I finished that very early this morning, okay? I stayed up late. Don't worry about it. So yeah, I finished that very early this morning. Put my last drill down, took a picture of it, and my head hit the pillow. So that's all done. Wizard Spell is done. I'm surprised that I was able to focus on it so consistently without having other whips get in the way or tempting me. But it really was a very captivating project to work on, so I guess I shouldn't be super surprised by that. But yeah, it was awesome. So started that on January 1st and finished it on the 29th. So just a couple of days, less than a month. So yeah, that was fun. That's a big boy. I think it's like 94 by 70 or something like that. So got that done. So it's downstairs in the dining room. I just have to paint the border, and that'll be going to my friend Jeff, the same person who got Astronomer from Miles Pinckney last year. So he's going to be all wizarded out. I'm going to pull over so these people can walk past. Stay right here. Hi. He's a cute little fluffy bunny, huh? He's a cute little fluff butt. Give him some space. Yeah, we're definitely going to need to do an open space trip tomorrow. He's very sniffy and yeah, he's just, you know him, you know this boy. Look at him, he's crazy. You crazy. Yeah. Apollo, you're crazy. He's like, shut up, Dad. Okay, let's keep moving. So yeah, I was able to knock that out in a month, which feels good. But now I'm like, okay, well, what's next? But I did film the finish and review on my lunch break today, so that's all done. I'm going to edit it tonight, hopefully along with this vlog. Have those up in the next couple of days. But yeah, so next up is a desperate attempt to get Warm Witch by Ivy Dollamore, which I'd say I'm more than halfway done with. And Train to Tokyo by Ivan Velikovic and Dreamer Designs. Get those both completed in February. That would be the dream. I will say I am feeling a little burnt out with diamond painting, just because that big push I made to finish Wizard Spell. So we'll see. I may take a few days off or change my plan and just try to get one of those two projects done this month rather than trying to push for two. We'll see. But as it stands tonight, I'm like, I don't think I want to diamond paint tonight. I've done plenty, so we'll see. We'll see. That usually only lasts for a few days for me before I'm like, okay, let's go. Let's get back into it. So, but in a perfect world, I'd get both of those done. And that would leave me with Cresting by Iterations Crafts, Creativity Squirrel, my custom of Apollo from Jada Gem Shop, Cognac Biscuit from Muka and Diamond Painting Shop, and Garden of Earthly Delights by Hieronymus Bosch and Jaded Gem Shop. So I'd be left with those 4 whips by the end of February, which would be an awesome spot to be. From there, I would have March and April to do whatever I want, and that would most likely be picking one of those square whips to work on, either cresting my Custom of Apollo or Cognac Biscuit. Pick one of those to work on for March and April. In the meantime, I would grab a round project, and this would be my Dueling Dragons project. So working on both Dragon Spirit from Margaret Morales and Diamond Art Club, as well as Guardian of the Realm by Michael David Ward and Dreamer Design. So by May, it would be really cool to have both of those done and one of my square drill whips. That would be perfect. And then going into May with 3 whips. 3 whips, which is probably would be, I guess, I don't know which one I'm going to pick to work on. But if I had to guess, I'll certainly have Garden of Earthly Delights. I'll probably still have my Custom of Apollo because I'm just struggling with that one. And then I'll probably have Cognac Biscuit. I have a feeling that the square that I'm going to want to do in March and April is going to be cresting, because I've yet to have a finish from Creativity Squirrel. So, yeah. So that would be nice. There is a particular kit that Mia and I have in mind to do for our event, because we both have it. So that'll get put into the mix. That'll be May's project. And then June and July would ideally be Garden of Earthly Delights for Summer with the Masters. So, and that will take me much longer than 2 months to do. But that would put me on a pretty good track to finish all of my current whips by I'm gonna extend my time. That would theoretically give me a chance to get all my whips done, plus any extra stuff other than Garden of Earthly Delights by September for the pinup paint along. So theoretically, that's how that would work. It would be so nice to go into September saying, I've only got one project sitting around. That would be really cool, but who knows? Yeah. So, other than that, no real plans to kit anything up. I'm not even gonna kit up and purchase the specialty drills for Dragon Spirit and Guardian of the Realm until I'm a little bit further with Warm Witch. Just hold off on that. But eventually they will need to be kitted up, and then the kit that I'm doing for the event with Mia will need to be kitted up. I don't know. I'm going to look at it when I open it up to kit it up. But my initial thought is I won't do any enhancements on it. But I don't know. We'll see. Hit up all 3 of them and then just make one big DP with sparklers purchase. I'm not sure. But anyway, that's everything. Yeah, it'd be nice to be caught up on all whips by September. Oh, that'd be nice. And I do have to keep in mind, too, that I've got these trips planned. I can't figure out what this person's doing. Let's find out. Okay, they're going to go that way. So just because we'll be walking right next to each other, we'll go a different way. yeah, I do also have these trips planned this year, so I'm either going to have to pre-film a lot of stuff or skip a week, you know, to make it work. Um, so I have to keep that in mind too, that for a lot of, for a couple weeks in the summer, I will be kind of MIA, so, no progress on anything while that happens, and I don't plan on bringing a diamond painting with me on any of these trips. I brought one with me to Cedar Point, and I literally put like 10 drills down and then never looked at it again and just packed it up at the end of the trip. It's just, I usually go hard on vacations and try to pack in a lot of activities and things to do, and especially going on these weddings, like I'm going to be going and hanging out with friends. It's not just going to be me, So I just don't foresee having any time to diamond paint, so I'm not going to bring anything with me. But yeah, so we'll see. It's ambitious. I've got my problem is right now is I have way too many giant square canvases as whips. Way too big, extra large, or large size square drill canvases as whips. It'd be fine if I had one large one and like one medium sized one, and and then a round drill going, but I've got all these canvases that are like 70 by 90, 90 by 110, 70 by 80, 120 by 130, and so it's just like, in a lesson learned kind of thinking back, I should only have one large square going at any given time in order to feel like I'm not like drowning in whips. So even after finishing Wizard Spell, I still feel like, oh my gosh, I've got so many diamonds to put down. This is crazy. Come on, Apollo. Come on. I've had enough. I've had enough. I can't yank you this entire walk. Come on, let's go. Sorry, he's just making me drag him. Sorry, Siri's going off again. So yeah, having multiple giant square drill projects just isn't the right move for me. I need to just have one epic size, one large size project, and then several medium sizes that are a little bit more, they feel like I'm making better progress on them, because I feel like my Muka and my Creativity School project are just looming over me, and they're both big, really big. I'm like, when will I ever get these done? So yeah. Hold on. So yeah, they will get done eventually, and also being mindful of how technical they are. Certainly my Muka and cresting as well, very confetti heavy, so that's even more of a thing to keep in mind. Not that I don't mind those style of canvases. I mean, in fact I prefer them. It's just when you have 5 of them hanging up all at once, it's like, okay, that's approximately 400 by 500 centimeters worth of canvas, and it's all heavy confetti square. Like, oh no, too much. But they'll all look awesome when they're all done. So yeah, we shall see where life takes us diamond painting wise, but Wizard Spell looks so good. That might be one of my more favorite finishes. Not necessarily like it does look really beautiful and the finished product is gorgeous, but It's the largest project I've done that has kept my eyes glued to it the entire time. At no point did I feel bored or disconnected with it. There was always some little piece of something, whether it be like the clock or a torch in someone's hand or the actual wizard's face or a planet or an owl or a bird or a pyramid. There was always something in every square to be like, oh, this is fun, now I'm doing this part. And because the colors were so vibrant, I also did not get disengaged with the color palette at all. It was just always exciting to see the finished section and how it kind of played into what I had already done. And so I loved it. Might be one of my favorite projects that I've worked on. It was very entertaining to work on it. So yeah, I liked it. Not necessarily my artwork style that I would have immediately gravitated towards, but I'm glad that I did. And I'm glad that Mia did her event again this year, because I got to experience working on a project that I probably wouldn't have otherwise picked. So yeah. But we'll see what we'll see how I feel about how jolly I am about my projects that I have coming up. Warm Witch is a breeze. I mean, it's a lot of color blocking, very straightforward, and it is a very beautiful canvas, a very beautiful kit, and the color palette is nice. Okay, if this lady doesn't cross the street here, then we're gonna cross the street. She kind of keeps dancing around which direction to go. It's kind of odd, but I'm trying not to get too close so I can keep talking without it being weird. But yeah, she looks like every turn that she makes in her route, she kind of stops and almost looks like she's questioning if that's the right way to go. I don't know, it's interesting. So yeah, Warm Witch will be fine. I'm curious to see how enthused I'm going to be for life now that Train to Tokyo is my only square drill I plan on working on in February until it's done. So I'm like, am I going to start really having to face the struggles I'm having with this kit if I don't have anything to swap it out for, or I'm not going to allow myself to swap it out for a different whip because I want to get it done. Because those gapping drills and some of the more trashy, inconsistent size drills, it's going to be fine. I'll push through it, but I'm not especially looking forward to picking that kit back up. But I will persevere, I think. We'll see. I say that now. Next week I might be like, so I kitted down Train to Tokyo. It was horrible. But I want to keep working on it. I want to keep working on it, but it's not an easy breezy project, that's for sure. Okay. I want to kind of make some progress ahead of this lady. I don't know if it's just me being a little paranoid tonight, but I'm just like getting weird vibes from pedestrians today. It's like, why are you doing that? But yeah, that's pretty much everything, to be honest. I mean, plans change every week. Yeah, like that's so weird. This lady just walked a little ways down this block, then turned back, came back to the stoplight, pressed the cross the street button and then is now pressed the button to cross the street, but then is walking back the other way, not needing to cross the street, and now she's just stopped there standing. It's very strange. Like, is there a glitch in the Matrix today? What's going on? Yeah, so odd. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. I brought up that whole like in-kind app, the whole cash back thing, to tell you about the date that we went on to Jack's Fish House. What I meant to say is, so on top of getting the $50 off, we also got cash back, and it was like 20% cash back. So it's like, you now have $29 and, you know, however many cents, or $39, I forget, something like that, of cash back in your in-kind account that can be used towards your next meal, your next bill. And I'm like, geez, like, this feels like a steal, you know? And of course I tipped based off of the full pre-discount price, you know? So I tipped on our full bill before they took the $50 off. But then I got the cash back on top of it and to roll over to my next time going out. And I thought it was just going to be at that Jack's place, but it's anywhere in this in-kind app. So it just so happens that my favorite ramen place here in town, Nosu, participates in this, as well as another place called Abejas, which is like, can't remember if it's Argentinian or Spanish influenced. I don't remember, or none of the above. I don't know, but they participate. There's actually a few restaurants in town that do. So it's like, I might order takeout at Nosu tonight and use my credit, my cashback rewards, and get my my takeout taken care of. That'll be a nice little treat. So I'm gonna drop Apollo off, place my ramen order, go pick it up and see if it works. Because I've never tried using their cashback before. So, come on, buddy. But yeah, you should check it out. I hope there's nothing nefarious going on with it, like the honey extension. It does seem to be legitimate. Like, there's no real way I think that they're stealing anything. They must take a cut. They probably take a cut somewhere. So the restaurant probably isn't getting as much as they would be getting if I didn't use it. But again, I'm tipping on my full bill, and that $50 off thing was only a one-time deal for that one restaurant. I haven't seen any others that offered something like that. Usually it's just cash back. So yeah, they must be taking a cut somehow, some way. But I mean, if it encourages people to go try restaurants that they might not normally go to because they know that they can get a cash back deal, then I think that's a pretty, that's a pretty solid system, because there's definitely some all over Denver, and I looked at their list and I was like, ooh, I'd love to try that place. So there are restaurants that I probably wouldn't drive across town for, but if I'm like, hey, they're gonna, throw $10-15 back to me in cashback rewards, and then I can use that towards my bill at the next place, and so on and so forth. It's a good way to try some different restaurants and get a couple bucks off. So yeah, but anyway, I say that now, and then we're like, hey, so today's vlog, I wanted to talk about how horrible in-kind is. Like, nothing's ever just like honest to goodness anymore. Like, everything has some sort of like evil dark side, and maybe everything has always had an evil dark side, but it's just like I feel like nothing's safe anymore. Like, no products you buy, no companies you purchase from, you can't trust anyone. Everyone's a Dr. Evil. So So who knows, but as it stands today, I'm gonna still keep using this little in-kind app, but who knows. Anyway, all right, well, I'll let you go. Thanks so much for checking out this video. We're just around the corner from the house. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this content with friends, family members, anyone that you think might take some value out of it. Happy placing. I'll see you next time. Bye. 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 Bye.